Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter's reasons for remaining faithful in Bold and the Beautiful. Is Carter truly in love with Hope, or is it merely a ploy? Although Carter has experienced heartbreak before, his most recent romantic involvement with Hope has Bold and the Beautiful fans baffled. When the couple's life was turned upside down by the outcome of their Forrester Creations revolution, they had just begun to establish themselves. Carter was handed a golden ticket to remain as COO and legal counsel, but Hope was quickly shown the door. Then, in spite of the consequences, Carter found himself pleading with Hope to stick by him. However, why? What is he really clinging to? A desperate cling or a new beginning? There isn't a lengthy, intense love story between Hope and Carter. Neither of them had children together, nor do they have a past together that would support Carter's resolve to keep Hope. And yet here he is, unable to let go. Is it possible that Hope represents a new beginning for Carter? Perhaps he finally believed he had found something genuine after years of heartache and being exploited as a rebound. However, is it genuine or merely practical? Is it love, loyalty, or stubbornness? Another possibility is that Carter is clinging because he is afraid. He's gone through a lot in terms of love, and each time he believes he's found the one, it ends. He can be willing to struggle for something that isn't truly worth it because he fears being alone once more. Or is it that Hope, in spite of her lack of enthusiasm, offers him stability unlike anything he has ever experienced? There's always the possibility that Carter actually thinks they are in love. Perhaps he believes that Hope will come to see their compatibility if given enough time. Does Hope, however, share this sentiment? It certainly doesn't appear that way at the moment. Is it worth fighting for love? Is Carter battling for genuine love, or is he merely trying to avoid spending another lonely evening in his amazing loft? There is disagreement among fans on whether Carter should end the relationship or move on. He has put his heart on the line before, and this is probably not the only time. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, has 4 love alternatives. Which one will she pick? Since Hope is at a turning point in her life, let's discuss who she might choose and what her future holds. 1. Make amends with Carter. The first possibility is that Hope and Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, could somehow resolve their differences. Hope attempted to push Carter away and say goodbye, but perhaps once she calms down, they will still have a chance at happiness. Carter is secretly hiding her plot with Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, but she is undoubtedly attracted to Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire. Perhaps Hope and Carter will still end up together after all the storms pass because it could ruin Daphne and Carter's own love prospects. 2. Get Liam back together. Since they co-parent Beth Spencer, Jordan Grace, and share a past that will always strengthen their relationship, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, might be Hope's other love choice. Fans of B&B will remember that Liam had previously made an attempt to get Hope back, but she had turned him down. Now that Hope is feeling vulnerable and crushed, things might change, and maybe Liam's consolation will result in a future reconciliation. Hope may ultimately give Liam another chance despite his prior disappointments since she will be yearning for love and connection. 3. Try to win Finn over again. We should also think about the likelihood that Hope may perform for John Finn Finnegan once more in the upcoming months. Hope might try to take Finn for herself in an attempt to exact revenge on Steffi. Hope might go for Finn again and hope for better luck, even though her previous attempt ended in a crash and burn. 4. Accept being single for a time. Of fact, accepting being single for a while might be Hope's greatest romantic conclusion. Before she does anything else, Hope should take some time to reflect and work on her healing. Hope needs to take a short vacation from her romantic life and perhaps seek some therapy, even though she doesn't typically spend much time alone. Stay in for updates on any additional love news, as spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Hope will need to make some predictions about her future chapter and take action. Which of Hope's 4 romantic options will she pick? Where will Hope's career lead her? Perspectives on work and love. Updates and spoilers for the bold and the beautiful hint that Hope Logan, Annika Noel, must decide how to go on. She is no longer employed at Forrester Creations as a result of the recent turmoil that led to the cancellation of her line. It appears that everything has turned out well. Since Hope and Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, were unlikely to come to an amicable agreement, this result is ultimately for the best. How many times can B&B repeat the story of Steffi trying to destroy Hope's brand while she fights for it? We genuinely hope that this concludes hope for the future, but it's time to move on. Now that Steffi has put a stop to the entire endeavor, Hope should give up on that goal and focus her energies on other prospects. Now is the time for Hope to accept a big career shift, and since she will now require a new employment, Steffi might have unintentionally forced her into it. I hope to collaborate with another designer. Hope might work with a talented designer to start a new fashion line somewhere else. Fenmore's might have a branch in Los Angeles, for example. She might, however, be inclined to pursue completely alternative paths given her many difficulties with Hope for the future. Hope could have aspirations beyond working as a hostess or manager at her father's pizzeria, but Deacon Sharp would undoubtedly welcome her to work at Il Giardino if she so desired. Furthermore, she wouldn't appreciate working with Sheila Sharp, therefore it could be a good idea to look into options that exclude Deacon's restaurant. We can come up with a great opportunity that might work for Hope at this crucial time as she embarks on an exciting new professional path. Spencer Publications may offer Hope a job. Given that Spencer Publications has recently placed more of an emphasis on fashion-related content, Liam Spencer might easily open a position for Hope there. Hope has a stellar reputation in the fashion business, thus her participation would undoubtedly increase the company's exposure. Previously, after Spencer Publications introduced a new streaming service and a state-of-the-art app, Wyatt Spencer suggested adding Hope to the fold. Now that Hope is seeking a fresh start, it's simple to imagine Liam taking advantage of the chance to enlist her. Maybe they could get back together? Spencer's gain, Forrester's loss? Spencer may learn of Hope's sad circumstances and choose to make a proposal since Liam views Forrester's failure as a chance for Spencer. He may encourage Hope to join the team by implying that she would be a perfect fit. Additionally, this might open the door for Hope and Liam to rekindle their romance, which would add another level of complexity to the narrative. Future spoilers indicate that Hope will encounter a number of difficulties in the coming weeks, so be sure to follow the events as they develop. When Carter returns Forrester Creations to the family, Hope fans criticize her for failing to protect her fashion line. Following Carter's decision to stand with the Forresters over Hope, many viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful feel that he betrayed her. See what people are saying about this dramatic split and if Hope and Thomas will get back together. Fans are devastated by the shocking betrayal of the character. Fans are furious that Legal Eagle betrays Hope without defending her fashion line. After Carter Walton committed what many are referring to as the betrayal of the century, the Hope Logan fanbase is in complete disarray. The ostensibly clever lawyer gave Forrester Creations back to the Forrester family without obtaining even a single safeguard for Hope Logan's fashion line, a move that leaves longtime watchers gasping. What on earth was he thinking? Expert stupidity or legal malpractice? Fans are completely baffled by Carter's egregious inability to legally defend Hope for the future before returning the business to the Forresters, despite the fact that he is purportedly FC's legal whiz. One angry viewer said, "He's not very smart for a lawyer, and really?" I wholeheartedly concur. How could Carter have imagined that the second that Hope recovered control, Steffi Forrester wouldn't go straight after her line? Was he living in a vacuum? The rivalry between Hope and Steffi is legendary. You get everything in writing, especially when dealing with sworn foes, as any first-year law student knows. The best relationship ever. But hold on, things get worse. Much worse. Before making this decision that would change the company and ruin Hope's career, Carter didn't even have the grace to talk to her about it. He arbitrarily decided Hope's career fate without even sending a text message warning, even though they were romantically involved and partners in their takeover plan. One admirer pointed out that he ought to have talked to Hope about returning the business to the Forresters first. This lack of communication is relationship suicide, not just poor relationship etiquette. Consider it. If your partner made a choice that destroyed your career without even telling you, how would you feel? Also. B&B spoilers, when Taylor sees Brooke making a final move for Ridge Forrester, her rage explodes. Insult to injury added. Just when you thought there was no way this treachery could get any worse. Carter chose to remain at Forrester Creations instead of walking out in support of Hope when she snubbed her. How about putting comfort ahead of loyalty? Another fan made the completely correct observation that he should have known Hope would be livid that he opted to stay at FC instead of defending her or walking out in solidarity. Through his actions, Carter effectively communicated to Hope that our relationship isn't important enough for me to stand by you, and your career isn't important enough for me to protect in writing. A quicksand-based relationship. For a moment, let's be honest. This sequence of events doesn't exactly surprise some observers. After all, the Hope and Carter romance started in the midst of corporate takeover plots, intrigue, and secrecy, not exactly the kind of stable basis for enduring love that soap opera fantasies are made of. One fan was very open about the connection, saying, "I'm not exactly heartbroken that it's over because this relationship was a farce to begin with." There is some truth to that, I must admit. There was definitely chemistry between them, but trust? Not so much, apparently. What can we hope for future? What will happen to our betrayed heroine now that Carter is displaying his true colors, and they are not pretty? Given that astute watchers have observed that she continues to wear Thomas Forrester's ring, some fans are already conjecturing about a possible reunion. Hello, unresolved feelings. Some have proposed more imaginative avenues, such as Hope launching her own fashion label to take on Forrester head-to-head. Just think of the drama that would ensue. I'm up for it. There is little doubt that Hope deserves so much better than a spouse who would neglect to safeguard her interests during such a critical time. Carter's reputation, both personally and professionally, might never fully bounce back from this monumental disaster. As one fan stated, "It's just a shame that Carter destroyed himself in the process." The silver lining in real life. There is one silver lining for fans in the midst of all this on-screen treachery and heartache. In a recent viral dance movement, Hope and Carter's actors, Annika Noel and Lawrence St. Victor, demonstrated their endearing camaraderie off-screen. Seeing their pleasant chemistry in the midst of all this made-up drama is truly nice. And with remarks like "I love y'all for this," the fans are gushing about it. Saturating social media. What are your thoughts? Could Carter's treachery not be forgiven? Was it appropriate for him to leave FC in support of Hope? Or do you believe that this narrative is more complex than it first appears? Leave a comment below. What do you think of the most recent shocking betrayal in soap operas? After Carter's betrayal, Hope brutally dumps him. Can the distraught COO win her back? According to teasers for Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan ruthlessly breaks up with Carter Walton after he picks Forrester above her. In a sad conversation, Hope expresses her feelings clearly, but the grieving COO refuses to believe that it's done. After choosing the Forrester over her, Hope brutally dumps the cat. With Carter Walton's heartbreaking decision to stay at Forrester Creations instead of supporting her, Hope Logan has finally had enough. Hope made it very evident that she was done with Carter after he put his career above love in a moment that left fans speechless. In a shocking power play, Steffi Forrester fired Hope for the future and dropped the axe on her, setting off the drama. Carter paused, glancing from her to the Forresters and back again, before making the decision that would cost him everything when Hope begged him to go with her in solidarity. The depressing decision made by the carrier leaves the Hope heartbroken. As Hope left, Carter attempted to clarify that Forrester was his family and source of income, but his remarks were ignored. What was he anticipating? That she would grin and put up with his picking the people who have shattered her dreams? However, it didn't end there. In a frantic attempt to save everything they had, Carter followed Hope to her cabin. He maintained that he could support her from within the organization and that he hadn't deserted her. He even dared to assert that her line's cancellation did not mean their love was over. Hope didn't believe it at all. She told Carter she could only see him as another disappointment of a man who doesn't have what it takes to be with her, giving the most painful breakup ever in a moment of unbridled emotion. The last blow? Ouch. Hope told him to forget about their relationship and go back to his chosen family. Daphne disclosed her real feelings for Carter. Daphne Rose, however, told Zend Forrester that she didn't find Carter's behavior shocking. She even thinks Carter is more deserving than Hope. Could this be a sign that Daphne is setting up shop to help Carter deal with his heartbreak? Daphne revealed to Zend that her relationship with the attractive COO is more than just a show. Carter is a good man and leader, she said. She acknowledged that she had first wanted to go back to Paris since she was surprised by her own feelings. Does anyone else think this may be the beginning of a new romance? Daphne made it apparent that Carter's decision to give the business back to the Forresters only served to highlight his goodness and honesty as a person. She clearly has a lot of respect for him, perhaps too much for merely a business partner. On Ridge, Brooke makes her move. Brooke Logan was making her own daring move while Hope was breaking up with Carter. Brooke acknowledged she missed Ridge Forrester a lot and wanted to move on from their problems after requesting a private conversation with him. Brooke begged Ridge to return home so she could be his Logan once more as she pressed her face against his and kissed him in a scene of pure soap opera drama. Talk about squandering time. Without holding back, Brooke told Ridge that she sees his face every night before bed and that she is upset that he went to Taylor Hayes so fast. She even reminded him that she had only accepted the CEO role in order to assist him in rejoining the company. Will her emotional appeal convince Ridge? The Carter does not agree that it is over. Hope has made it very obvious that they are done, but Carter isn't giving up. He refused to let her push him away during the last seconds of their altercation, insisting she was only in pain. With a resolve we don't often see in him, Carter said, "I won't let this be the end of us." But is it a losing struggle for him? Hope was very explicit about how she felt, and going beyond her limits could only make matters worse. Will Carter be able to win Hope back, or has he ruined their only hope for good? Will he even want to try again with Daphne waiting in the wings? Electra and will comment on the company drama. Will Spencer and Electra Forrester talked about the major workplace shakeup amid all the relationship turmoil. Although she detested the takeover, Electra acknowledged that she had nothing against Hope and Carter because they treated her well. Although she didn't think it was possible, Electra stated, "It would be kill if everyone could work together." One of the few individuals who appears to be impartial in this acrimonious family conflict is this young Forrester. Has the harm been done, or will the Forresters manage to recover from this corporate conflict? With Brooke pursuing Ridge and Hope and Carter out, there's little doubt that the drama is only beginning. Carter steadfast, Hope's rage, and Brooke busted. Finally available are spoilers for Tuesday, March 25, 2025's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor Hayes interrupts Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester in tomorrow's episode. Hope Logan is furious about the betrayal over at the cottage. Carter Walton, meantime, is unwavering. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The heartfelt appeal of Brooke Logan. Fans can anticipate Brooke's repeated requests for Ridge to get back together on Tuesday, March 25. Brooke even kissed her ex-husband on the lips. Brooke seems to believe that she may resume her relationship with Ridge now that the takeover has been reversed. But that is probably not going to work out for her. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Is Steffi a sinner or a saint? See the story. Guess who enters the room when Brooke is pleading with Ridge to be back together? Yes, Taylor, Ridge's current squeeze. Taylor Hayes interrupting behavior. The psychologist is already aware of the situation. Although Taylor has stated that she is not in need of a male, she also stated that Brooke is not a concern for her. Even though Taylor is aware of Ridge's affection for her, she may still be concerned about Brooke's influence. Forrester Ridge was torn. Ridge may choose Taylor even if Brooke presents a compelling case. However, even when he reaches his decision, Ridge may still feel conflicted. He has a lengthy and complex past with both ladies, after all. Ridge is aware that Steffi Forrester Finnegan would not permit that to happen, even if he truly wanted Brooke. Steffi won't allow Brooke to undo all of the hard work she put into reuniting her parents. Ridge will probably just stick with Taylor unless he wants more arguments and infighting because he is aware of all of this. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful: Carter steadfast, Hope's rage, and Brooke busted. Logan rages, I hope. According to tomorrow's spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope will still be furious about being deceived. Carter begged Hope to see things from his point of view. The blonde doesn't comprehend and most likely won't. Hope is enraged and will most likely keep snapping. Carter will not back down, even if Hope tells the COO it's done. What does this signify for Daphne, Rose and Harder, then? He will not waver in his love for Hope over in Carter's court. But now Carter has returned to the Forrester household. Therefore, preventing Carter from pursuing Hope will likely be their next course of action. Watch this space for Daphne Rose's arrival. Daphne panics while the Deacon harbors Hope. According to 2 weeks' worth of spoilers for March 24th to April 4th, 2025, Daphne Rose panics and Deacon Sharp takes Hope Logan in. Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful: Ridge's ultimatum and Daphne's panic. Daphne spends some time discussing her passionate and constantly developing feelings for Carter Walton with Zend Forrester Dominguez on Monday, March 24th. Additionally, Daphne is a touch scared this week and feels anxious when discussing Carter with Steffi Forrester. Daphne is quite worried and doesn't want Carter to ever learn that she came to town with the express purpose of luring him away from Hope. Naturally, Daphne fell in love with him after discovering that he was a finer man than she had anticipated, but she still doesn't want him to know about her dubious plan. At last, Steffi begins to realize how much Daphne has fallen for Carter. Carter is being forced to pick between the Forresters and Loyalty or Hope by Ridge Forrester, which will annoy Brooke, Logan and Hope because they dislike the ultimatum. Hope begs Carter not to allow the Forresters to separate them in the interim. Hope believes that Carter should follow her out the door since she believes they are a team, but I don't see him doing that. 2-week spoilers for March 24th to April 4th of Bold and the Beautiful: Deacon provides hope while Daphne panics. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful: Taylor's return and Brooke's rage threaten Carter's future and Hope. Hope and Carter are having a very serious discussion about their future over at the cabin on Tuesday, March 25th. Hope views Carter's devotion to the Forresters as a complete betrayal, but he believes she should accept that he didn't go out with her. According to her, he should never have returned the firm, and that's the bottom line. Hope believes Carter was wrong to return it to Bold and the Beautiful, but she doesn't think they were wrong to steal it. And that's one of those things that we can't agree on. When Brooke enters and discovers Taylor Hayes, played by Rebecca Budig, with her hands all over Ridge, she lashes out at her, begging him to leave her and return to her. And that influences Ridge's decision between Taylor and Brooke on Wednesday, March 26th. Because Ridge is still upset about Brooke's betrayal and her taking up the CEO position after Carter stole the firm from him, despite Brooke's claims that she merely accepted the position in an attempt to assist the Forresters, I'm inclined to believe that Ridge will remain with Taylor. We've watched Ridge choose between Taylor and Brooke so many times in the last, say, 20 years, and things are going to get sticky. How long this has been going on is beyond me, but I doubt this will be the last time he has to choose between them. A little miracle, that is. Speaking of having to choose between women, on Wednesday Daphne tries to woo Carter for herself. I wonder whether Daphne will succeed on the same day as Brooke fails. B&B special for Women's History Month: Brooke and Hope's duel. In a historic moment for daytime drama, we will have Heather Tom, Katie Logan, who is, of course, a multi-Emmy award-winning actress and currently a writer and director on Bold and the Beautiful, in a groundbreaking episode on Thursday, March 27th, in honor of Women's History Month. She also serves as the director of additional primetime programs. In a very special episode, she and many of the other women on the show will be featured. Heather Tom is the star and writer of this episode. Mothers and daughters are the main focus. We will see Katie, Brooke, Hope, and Donna Logan, Jennifer Garice. I do wonder if we will get a brief look at Luna Nozawa and Sheila Carter. We shall see. Additionally, Brooke and Hope are engaged in a pretty heated battle this week, which could take place on this Thursday special episode. I believe this assessment of the scenario is quite accurate, especially when Brooke asks Ridge to go back with her this week and it sounds like he sticks with Taylor. Brooke is just up to her eyeballs with all of this and feels like this coup has cost her Ridge. According to Brooke, Hope should accept responsibility for her actions. Until she does, she will not show her daughter any pity for the things she has lost, such as her career and, at this point, possibly Carter. However, even though Brooke is furious with her, Hope believes that Carter's return of the business, rather than their initial theft, was the wrong thing to do. B&B spoilers, Will and Electra's romance, Luna's secret, and Deacon's response. On Friday, March 28th, we will conclude the first week. Luna is thrilled to meet Will Spencer this week and is telling him how amazing the Spencers have been to him. It sounds like she might even blame Dollar Bill Spencer for her release from jail and pardon, which would be shocking for his son Will. Will and Electra Forrester's relationship advances as a result of Will talking to her about his emotions for her and his goals for the future. Some I love yous may even be dropped. When Sheila accepts Finn's daughter into her life, Deacon reacts. Sheila should expect it, but it's a strong reaction that will make her feel somewhat ashamed. Sheila is ecstatic that Finn's child is in her life and wants to celebrate, so we will still see Luna happy. Most likely, not many others wish to. 2-week spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila's persuasion and the fashion show celebration, Ridge's return to work. Ridge has returned to work at Forrester Creations with joy. He is becoming busy designing. A fashion show will be held in a few weeks, during the 3rd week of April, right before the May sweeps, to honor the Forresters' return to business. Given that hope for the future will remain on the shelf for a long time to come, I do wonder whether some of Zen's concepts may be incorporated into other lines. Sheila will try to get Deacon to accept Luna and realize that she is a victim of Poppy's terrible parenting, which is why his buddies Tom Starr and Hollis are dead. Maybe Deacon will say, okay, there's more issues here, even though he has his own murky past, especially once Sheila describes how pervy Poppy seduced a barely adult Finn. It's not because of Luna, but because Poppy was terrible. Therefore, it is hoped that he will adopt the stance that he will give Luna another chance to demonstrate that she is not a psycho killer. Naturally, Deacon's wife is a crazy killer, and he might simply push back. This could cause a lot of friction in his marriage to Sheila. 2-week spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful, Daphne's allure and Hope's battle, Luna's second chance. Daphne is adamant about having Carter. She has the ability to detect blood in the water, much like a gorgeous, odorous French shark. Though this may have more to do with Hope's merciless rage toward Carter than Daphne's attempt at seduction, I do expect her to try everything in her power to win Hope's man. Luna's situation is improving. She has a second opportunity at a new life, and perhaps she will attempt to be decent like Sheila did. Or perhaps she will start making more trouble since she is upset that Steffi took Finn away from her. Luna and Remy Price might target Will and Electra as they come closer. Hope finds it difficult to accept the repercussions of her behavior. She's completely lost on Brooke. Steffi let her go once more. Carter supports the Forrester team. Additionally, keep an eye out for Hope to turn to Daddy Deacon, who is resolving his own relationship problems. Future bonding between a father and daughter.